Welcome, Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, Donna Andrews. You guys aren't going to want to miss this show. So guys, I don't have Danny Miner with me today, but you guys are going to meet a spectacular lady. She is a dear friend of mine. She is a talent, a model, an actor, and just a fantastic overall woman with so much life. Donna, meet the audience.
Hi, nice to meet you all.
Donna, let me tell you a little bit about our audience. We have so many different types of people that log in. We have a lot of crime junkies, people that like crime. So you also been in law enforcement as well, right?
I was at a college.
Yep. At college, she was in law enforcement. We have a lot of single moms, because we talk about that. We always support anything with domestic violence. So we have so many different people that come and log on, but we talk about all different things. We have people out here that love aliens. So there's a lot. So there's nothing you and I can't talk about that they won't understand, pretty much. So how was your week? I'll start there. I always start there.
My week was great.
Yeah, tell me, what'd you do this week?
Not much.
Not much. You know what makes it great. That's what makes it great, right? I feel that way too. I feel sometimes if you have a light week, which I didn't, but if you have a light week, it's like, oh, okay. You get to live a little bit on a light week, right? You can breathe. Yeah. You know, Donna, you know me personally, so you know I go on fast forward a lot of the time with the new business and everything that's going on. By the way, guys, our Rise Talent doing fantastic. 3225 South Rainbow Boulevard, 89146, Suite 102. It's all over my Instagram. We are doing absolutely amazing. We had a casting this week with Mike Jones and David Anthony Casting. They came in, they saw about 130 of our talent, picking people left and right. We're super, super excited to have these guys. And I just feel really blessed. We have a good group.
Oh my God. Love the energy, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Don't you feel like we're kind of a family?
We are, definitely.
Yeah. Do you hear that? Okay, so this is going to be our ongoing thing, because Donna and I have an ongoing thing. My audience knows, our audience knows, that I have somewhat of a small accent, but I'm from New York and I live by all my New York values and stuff, but I've lost the accent. My friend Donna here, on the other hand, has not lost the accent. So it's almost every conversation that we have, she'll say something. And what did we do yesterday? Oh, we have an instructor at the agency, and her name is Carly, right? So we would all say Carly, but she says Carly. So the first couple of times, I said, what is she saying? Oh, Carly. I get it. So now she encourages me. So if you guys hear my accent shift a little bit, it's all Donna. She makes me shift. You say God's guarded. No, God. Like guard. If something is being guarded, she says guarded, which is really cool. And you know my co-host Danny. You've never met Danny?
I haven't met him.
Okay, Danny also has an East Coast accent.
Okay.
His is thick like yours, but not as thick as yours. Yours is like, like you were planted there.
Yeah, it's the Rhode Island thing.
Rhode Island, yeah. So Rhode Island. Yeah.
Yes.
And when did you move out here?
I moved here 6 years ago.
6 years. Do you like Las Vegas?
I love it.
You do?
Love it. I love this climate. Oh my God. I'm not going back.
Really?
I'm not going back.
I love the climate too.
Yep.
How was your first summer here?
Awesome, because I moved here in June.
Oh, so you got the heat.
Oh, I love that heat. I love
that
heat. I'm the only person out by the pool in 110 degrees.
You know what? When I first got out here, it was a bit much. It took me, I'm going to say I got acclimated possibly 2 summers. And then I was like, okay, I can do this. But before that, I hate to say this, but it felt like I opened up my door to my house. I felt like the oven hit me.
Oh my God.
And it was that air, I can't breathe. Yeah, no. So 2 years now. I love it. I'll walk around with a hoodie when it's like 85, and now they call us desert rats for you guys that don't know. But now I'm a complete desert rat. Like I'm freezing right now, and it's
I'm
probably
cold.
like, are you cold? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm always cold.
Yeah, I got that chill in the bones too. So anyway, guys, so we had a fantastic casting. Everybody did so good. The energy was so upbeat and positive. Guys, we have like kind of a serious story today, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I have a gentleman coming on. His name is Fred. You guys are going to meet him in just a couple minutes after our commercial break. He is going to be telling us his life story. I guess we're not going to be able to fit in his whole life, but a lot of really strong points. I don't know if I want to say, or he wants me to say he's been saved or awoken or something, but he has a spectacular story. Now, I have only heard little bits and pieces, and I, again, know him personally, but I can see what type of man he is with love and integrity and an amazing dad and amazing, just everything about this guy. And it makes you wonder, how do people get this way? How is he so good but he wasn't always this good. There's a story, and he's about to tell us the story, guys. So when we come back, we're going to bring Fred on. We're going to hear a little bit about him. Guys, if you're logged on right now and you have any questions for myself, you guys want to get to know Donna, or any questions when Fred starts, log on, say things, ask us questions. Our producer Maria will read them and we'll answer them to you. If they're inappropriate questions, we're not answering them. Did I tell you guys, I've got to share this all the time, but I have gotten this whole week, ironically, so much love on my media. My producer will tell you, I am the queen of hate. Everybody wants to hate on me. For some reason, my hair doesn't look right. I look like I got a ton of plastic surgery. I'm skinny. I'm fat. My nails don't look that color. They hate my foot. I mean, anything that they could say about me, they'll say. They'll make it up. They'll blow it up. It is what it is, right? But this week, I've gotten so much love. I just feel like my business is doing so well. The people around me are doing so well. I feel like God's got his arms wrapped so tightly around me. Maybe because the people that I'm spending my time with, like yourself and Fred, my lovely Grace. But I do feel like I've just been wrapped this week. So I feel blessed and grateful, guys. And if you feel that way, please embrace that. Thank God. Or whoever your higher power is. Mine happens to be God. But I do. I feel very wrapped and protected this week. So I'm blessed. I feel grateful. I feel like
you are.
Yeah,
You're the bright light.
Yeah, I feel like that. I'm the bright light, huh?
Yeah.
And I feel very blessed. I just wanted to share that with you guys. We are going to come back right after this commercial break. We're going to bring you Fred, and then you're going to hear his story. But log in, guys. Talk to us. Ask us questions. Only appropriate questions. Don't ask me. I'm not telling you if Donna's single or not. You're not going to know our ages. Nothing, guys. No silly questions. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to record or film your podcast? We have the sound room and all necessary equipment you need. Contact us for pricing and to schedule your tour.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Guys, welcome back to Vegas Views. We just came back off of our break. I have Fred Tabron III with us, and we're still here with Donna. We're going to go ahead and have a small interview here. Fred, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing your story with our audience. I know you have an extremely impactful story. From the bits and pieces that I have heard, you've given me some insight. So can we start in the beginning? Start at the beginning. Where are you from?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here to share my story, because that's it's important for me for people to know who I am.
Yes.
Especially since I hang out with you now.
Yes.
It's like we always got like all this high profile stuff going on, so I feel like I'm being lifted up. I'm rising.
Oh, I love that, Fred.
I mean, that's for real. Yeah. Okay, I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
The Snow City. Snow City.
Snow City.
Yeah, where we have snow up above our doors.
Yeah.
But I lived in Buffalo for 18 years.
Okay.
I survived the storm of 77, but we've had similar storms since then.
Sure.
But I remember that time I had to dig out, my car. I had to dig out in front my front door. Couldn't get out the house. And
That was the storm where a lot of people did die, right? Like that was a time when people were locked in their house.
Yeah, people died.
Yeah.
People didn't have food, like elderly people especially. The electricity got knocked out. So, our normal lifestyle changed.
Yeah.
But I got a snowmobile.
Ah.
Yeah.
So the storm was 77.
Yeah.
Here comes Fred.
And I was like a caregiver for people. But part of the reason why I had that thing, I had a business going.
Okay.
And I had to keep my business intact.
That's like a second car.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm from New York, but when he said I had a business going, I had to keep my business going. What else are you going to do on a snowmobile? What were you doing?
Oh, boy.
Let's get into the guts.
Okay.
I want to know.
Okay, so actually, I was selling marijuana. Okay, now you've been in law enforcement. They can't go get me for that now, right?
No, statute of limitations,
Yeah.
I promise.
Oh, well, that's like 50 years ago. But anyway,
And it's legal.
yeah, it's legal now, so I'm good. Yeah, so I had to, supply my customers.
Sure.
They were hungry.
Sure.
So we would go out and do our thing on a snowmobile.
Now, let me ask you, back then, selling marijuana was way illegal. Like, it would have been a big charge as if somebody was like selling bricks of coke right now, right? Okay, so that was a big deal
Yeah.
back then. Yeah, guys. So for you, studio audience, that is like a little bit younger, and they're like, so what? This guy rode around on a snowmobile and sold weed. It was like a big deal. It was like,
Yeah.
like if you're selling a
Oh,
ton
yeah.
of cocaine or meth or fentanyl or something this day and age. Because I know that was big. People
Mm-hmm.
were scared. Even back in the day, you went to go pick up weed, and it was like, you got
Right.
caught with weed. It was
Right.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Okay,
weed.
go on. I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
So you're good. The weed wasn't like it is today either. It was like seeds and sticks. It wasn't buds like we
Yeah.
have today.
Yeah.
High, protein and high potent stuff.
Yeah.
So
Now or then was high potent.
now it is. Back then it was like sticks.
Okay.
It was Mexican weed.
Okay. I see.
It wasn't like this, grown inside with scientists and all that kind of good stuff. Cops standing outside protecting it
Yeah.
like we do today.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's what happened, and I only didn't do the weed thing. I brought people food too
Okay.
and toilet paper.
Okay.
Oh,
They
it's
need
the
it.
crisis. You need the
You
toilet.
need toilet paper. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. But just to tell my story, that was I can't remember what year. That was 77. So right around. Oh, I had a daughter back then. That's right. Oh, yeah, from one of my girlfriends. That's right. So that's why I was in Buffalo.
Sure.
Because before that, I left and went to college. I played football.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a wing back. I was a good football player.
Okay.
Went to Spokane Falls Community College.
Very cool.
We were number 2 the first year I was there. Second year, we were number 1 because I started.
Uh-oh.
I just started.
So you were good, Fred. You were
Well, yeah, I was a wing back. We had an All-American guy that
Sure.
got the ball 30 times. I get the ball 6-7 times a game, but I was getting 40 yards a carry. So I did well. Yeah. So I was a counter back. So yeah, so I did that. That's up in the sticks. I was in the country, and it was a different lifestyle than what I had in Buffalo.
Sure.
But I like that country style. Fresh air.
Sure.
Could leave the door open, at least back then. Now I heard it's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can leave your door open anywhere nowadays.
No way.
Yeah.
So unsafe.
Yeah, so did that for 2 years, went back to Buffalo, and then I kind of got tired of Buffalo after I graduated from college. I didn't want to, be in Buffalo. Buffalo kind of started getting funny.
Okay.
They shut down the steel mills. People lost jobs. GM was a big thing back then. That shut down. They moved out of Buffalo. So I moved to Hawaii.
Okay. What part of Hawaii?
I was on the Big Island.
Okay.
I got invited to help a business associate build a house.
Okay.
And,
Business associate in the drug game.
well, marijuana. That's herb. That's drugs, like you say, that's cocaine and, what else they got now? That ice and...
But back then, that was like a whole, like, that was it. That was it.
Well, you're right. But I had a philosophy that the herb, anything grows from the ground, that's not going to kill you. That's going to help you. As a matter of fact, my grandfather was a pharmacist. He was the first black pharmacist in Buffalo.
Wow.
Yeah, and he used to tell me about herb. Not marijuana, but herbs that they
Herbs,
use, and he
absolutely,
used to grind it all up.
Yeah.
And right around that same time is when they changed from natural herb to generic drugs.
Sure.
Because Big Pharma wanted to make big money.
Absolutely.
Not to mention Big Pharma was against marijuana because
Of course.
that was a healing thing.
Sure.
But anyway, so I went to Hawaii and I helped a friend build a house.
Sure.
And the one,
You said you had a daughter.
oh, I had a daughter back then in '76. Yes, that was from a relationship from high school.
Player.
Well, yeah, something like that. I was a football player.
Sounds like that.
So, yeah, that's straight up. That's East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So she was, we got together, and you know what happens when a man and woman get together? Child would come out of that because we were young. I was right out of high school. She was still in high school, so we got pregnant,
Sure.
and I have a daughter that's 47.
That's so wild to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a beautiful, successful lady. She lives in Maryland. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, and I have 2 grandkids.
That is so cool.
I know I look young, but I got grandkids.
Yeah. So let's fast forward. You're in Hawaii. You're
Yeah,
building,
so
you
building a
almost
house.
built a house for the weed people.
Yeah, we wanted to build it was a house. It was more like a cabin, cottage.
Sure.
And we did that, so we had to build something to live in.
Okay.
But the first day I got there, I'm coming from Buffalo. I never forget this. I smelled the air, and wow, what a difference.
Right.
I mean, it was sweet
Yeah.
because they got flowers everywhere and everything, growing like that. It was sweet. That was my first experience.
Sure.
Then I got off the plane, my buddy came pick me up at the airport, and we're riding around. I'm seeing all this green and everything. So then I get, to his house, drop my stuff, and he takes me to the beach.
Sure.
So I go to the beach because his property was kind of close to the beach, in walking distance, actually. I go down to the beach, bunch of hippies down there, right? Now, I don't think it's going to be all Hawaiians, but these were all people from California, from Oregon,
Yeah.
over there, right? I said, oh, wow, this is cool. So he introduced me to everybody. And this one Hawaiian guy goes in the ocean, picks this big, giant lobster out the water. Yeah, 'cause he got a farm down there, Throw it in this pot, they got water boiling, throw it in there, share it with everybody. Of course, everybody just smoking weed. I mean, that was before the days of blunts.
Okay.
That was just big joints.
So it was still in paper though?
Oh, we rolled the paper, yeah.
Is it the same kind of like
Yeah, whatever they call it, zigzag or
Yeah.
whatever it is, yeah.
easy white?
Yeah, easy
I
wider.
do it. So.
Yeah, she
You never
was,
smoked?
No.
Donna has never
No, I
smoked
have
pot.
not.
Bullshit.
No.
Oh,
No.
you're law enforcement. You don't.
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Not even that. I just didn't. Okay, I tried it once. I didn't like it.
When it made you
I just
paranoid?
didn't like nothing. It just.
I
Yeah,
can't
I didn't
smoke
like
weed,
it.
ingest it, anything. You know why? I'll be like, Fred, what'd you say?
you zombie.
One of those weirdos.
I
You know, my brain is
I was
fragile.
mellow and
Yeah.
just it just did nothing for me. So
Well, I'm like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be a zombie, so I would be going crazy. I don't
So you
do
don't smoke or anything right now?
no.
Wow. Good for you.
I gave up that lifestyle.
Look how
I
like,
changed.
clean we are.
Yeah, yeah.
We have clean pee, everyone.
Right, I'm clean. Look.
We can make a business out of that
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that first day, make the long story short, the guy had a lobster, but then some of the hippies, one guy went in a big old garbage bag, pulled out a handful of buds, not sticks, gave it to him. You don't know what buds are.
No, I do.
That's
no,
the flower.
I know what the flower.
The flower.
I know a
Yeah,
lot.
and like I say, coming from,
I don't smoke, but I know.
No, that's good. Yeah, no, you're well educated.
Yeah.
You know a lot of other people that might be into stuff. But yeah, so he gave it. I'm like, wow, I've never even seen weed like that.
Yeah.
So I was sold right at that moment that I'm gonna stay there. So I wound up staying there for 20 years. Wow. Yep.
Still doing the business.
Yeah, that was part of why I stayed there.
That's Hawaii life. Like, let me ask you. I do know someone that lived in Hawaii,
Yeah.
is from here, but then had lived in Hawaii. So the language is different. They speak
Yeah.
pidgin.
Yeah, they speak broken English,
love
pidgin.
It.
Yeah.
So it is just. Can I describe it? Would this make sense? A faster version of English? Like they try to take off words to make them
Yeah.
smaller.
Take off
Like take off
consonant syllables.
right, to make it.
Trying to think if I can say anything.
Yeah. Like, let me say, so I know this. When you're done with something, for you guys that don't know, they go, all pow.
Yep.
All pow means like I'm finished.
Yep.
Like I'm done with this.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I like that. And
Yep.
then what's the other one? There's a couple of other ones I know in Pidgin. But I love when they do like how do you say I'm going to the store, or I'm going to the market, or I'm going,
I go to the market. You go, I go to the market, something like that.
Like you go, I go.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's just real quick. It's
Yeah.
almost like how you know how I write shorthand. It's like that, like barely anything. It's like barely anything. The message isn't there, but it's so cool how they have just this is the lingo. This is how it is. It's almost like a bunch of lingo. Would you
Yeah,
say that?
yeah, yeah.
I love it though, and when they talk to each other, and if you understand it, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Guys, anybody that speaks pidgin, call us in right now. I want to hear it so bad, and I want to show you, Donna. It is awesome.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I've never heard
pigeon
that.
from Hawaii. It's really, really cool. They say totally different things, and like, would you say people in Hawaii have like a really good energy? Like they really
yeah.
are kind,
Yeah.
and they care for
aloha.
people. Aloha.
Yeah.
That means hello and goodbye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
That's bold, right?
yeah. Hello and goodbye.
Yeah, they have a different a love thing going on.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, I went there in the '80s, and it was like that. Like I say, you didn't have to lock your doors, and everything
Sure.
was good. Neighbors were all cool.
Yeah.
But later on in the years being there, things changed.
Okay.
Because a bunch of people from, the mainland start coming over there.
Sure.
And bringing their stuff with them.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, like, drugs started getting over there,
Heavy.
heavy. It was like, ice, whatever they call it.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
So you were in the generation with these drugs of marijuana was like a big thing, and then
Yeah.
so you were around before crack, like before the hard, like what really
Yeah.
destroyed the country.
Yeah.
So
Well,
before that, was it like love, happiness, peace
Yeah.
in the drug game?
yeah, well, back in the days, because I'm from, Buffalo, I was supposed to I tried to go to Woodstock, which was the, concert of love.
man.
Sure.
Yeah, you remember that? Right. Okay, so, well, I didn't go. I was too young. My mother wouldn't let me go. I wanted to go because I wanted to go see Jimi Hendrix. That was my
I love you.
idol.
Idol.
Yeah, I was into that because I play guitar. So I was like, I want to go see Jimi Hendrix. Drop acid and go see Jimi Hendrix. You don't know nothing about that either. Well, I can
No acid. No acid for you.
No drugs.
Yeah.
I never took acid in my life. I swear I was
Boy.
slipped it though.
How did you guys miss out on all that fun?
I don't know. I think that's it.
Colors, shapes. Yeah. Oh, I can remember like at, what was it called? Emerson, Lake and Palmer concert. Somebody, I was there. It was inside. Guy gave me something. I took it. And boy, just in a couple of, everything went from normal to super.
You know what I think is so funny? Like I hear all these stories and stuff, and then you see these young kids. I love that generation though. The young kids now though, and they go like EDC and they act like it's new, like no one's ever been doing
Right.
this before. And I'm thinking
Yeah.
to myself, maybe not me personally, because that like wasn't my scene. But
Yeah.
Fred was
They
EDC.
created
I was
And all that stuff, But that day, it was a War Memorial Auditorium, downtown Buffalo. I got so high in that place, I had to get out of there. So I walked home, but as I'm walking home, I'm seeing like space creatures, I'm seeing like all kind of stuff out there. I mean, it was it was a trip.
it was
It was a trip. Yeah. So I didn't like that because that was too much.
Let me ask you, loss of control, I'm sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff that's freaky.
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
loss of control.
Yeah.
That gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you were doing all this stuff, you're living your life like
Yep,
this for what,
yep.
you said 20 years.
Yep.
Okay, and then it stops.
Yeah.
Tell me right before
Yeah.
things stopped, what happened?
Well, that's a long story too, but we're gonna make the short version. Well, okay, so like I said, a lot of other drugs started coming over
Sure.
there. But I had got involved with cocaine. I was involved with cocaine even before I went over there. And it was real cocaine. We freebase, we didn't crack, because crack is a whole nother, that's like generic.
Freebase is smoking cocaine, correct?
Freebase is taking real cocaine, returning it back to the paste
Why?
because it's pure.
Oh.
You could get like, say, a gram, and it's pure instead of
Sure.
whatever additives they put in there.
Gotcha.
And that would also make you trip out.
Because it was such a pure form.
It's such a pure form.
Okay,
So you
gotcha.
take a smoke, and the addiction part of it was more intense.
Yeah.
Like you take, like one hit, like New York, and where y'all from, that was crazy over there.
Really?
And then you would want more and more and more, like
Yeah.
$2,000
So
worth.
so addicting. Like your
So
body is
addicting.
just
Yeah,
almost like what they
Yeah.
say about methamphetamine today.
yep.
Okay.
So the crack,
It was heavy.
yeah, it was crazy over there because I used to hang in there too a little bit. So the crack thing was like more addictive.
Okay.
It was less expensive to make. You didn't have to go to Columbia or whatever and get
Sure.
it. So all these big shots started making that, and they, distributed that into the, neighborhoods, made, somebody rich, and just took everybody else's money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got into that over in Hawaii, and I saw the deterioration of the marijuana business.
Sure.
Two things. The cops started busting everybody. Before that, it was almost legal. They didn't do anything. So I was into that. So I got away from marijuana, got into the, cocaine thing. And I, of course, I had some good friends. I got into the.
Now, were you street selling? Were you trafficking the coke?
Well, I wasn't, but the people I knew, this was like some local folks.
Sure.
Actually, they were Filipino mafia. This one brother, and other guy was Portuguese. Portuguese. That Portuguese is
I know.
Hawaiian.
I know.
Pigeon.
He just got a pigeon, but he
No,
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Because out in Rhode Island,
They
there's
say-
a lot of Portuguese.
Yeah.
population,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
a Portuguese, so
Yeah, so you know that one. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, so we were doing our thing, but then the cops got a little bit upset,
Sure.
and they were arresting everybody. I never got arrested, praise the Lord. But anyway, so I was doing all that, and got marijuana, and I had an experience where I got beat up, dealing with the business, and
Was it a deal gone bad?
well, no, it was like a girlfriend of mine was messing with the wrong guy, and I had to go get her away from him, and I broke his car window, and then we went back to my house. We smoked an ounce that night of this was better coke, not crack, because we didn't mess with that, like garbage. And then we ran out, so me and my buddy were going to get some more,
Sure.
but we were hitchhiking. We didn't even have a car. We smoked $2,000 worth of
Fred,
coke, didn't have a car.
To my younger generation, they're looking at this and they're like, this is so dangerous. This
Yeah.
guy is doing massive amounts of stuff. You don't really know actually 100% where it's coming for. You're like hitching rides. They're still alive to tell the
Yeah.
story,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah. Well, at that time, people were cool. Nowadays, I don't suggest do that.
No, hitchhiking back
Yeah.
then was
Yeah.
didn't do that.
Yeah.
Every time you get into an Uber, you're hitchhiking. That's how I feel. I don't take Ubers.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
believe in taking Ubers.
Yeah.
Every time
Yep.
you take an Uber, you're hitchhiking.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
That-
Yeah, that's why, like, when Grace takes me, I said, you make sure that I follow you, because I'm watching. If something happens, and like the guy goes offline, I'm coming to get him.
Yeah, because
You
she
know.
can add you to the.
Yeah, that's what she
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
That is so smart
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
But
no.
people don't realize, and I don't mean to scare people, not to get totally off topic, but I do a lot of research on this stuff, and Lyft and Uber have the
Yeah.
most. Okay, great. I'm bashing them. It's not good, but this is not a paid partnership.
Right.
Uber and Lyft have a lot of negative things.
Yeah.
A lot of
There
men,
has been.
Yeah.
women have been
Yeah.
assaulted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not necessarily. I don't think there's kidnaps of any children yet,
No,
but kids have been taking longer routes
Yeah.
to get home and stuff. So there's a
Yeah.
lot out there. I don't trust it for myself.
Yeah.
The
I've
ones
used
I
it
love.
and never had an issue.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with you, Donna.
No,
Just
so I was
the
Better
gonna say-
not.
The minute you open your mouth, like if I'm the Uber driver, and
On drugs and all.
Yeah.
Donna gets in my Uber and she's like, yeah, whatever. The minute she's like, take me, I'd be like, all right,
Right,
girl, I got you.
right.
Careful.
Yeah.
You sound like you're ready to fight someone at all times. I love it.
Yeah. I look. Don't let the smile fool you.
I know.
That's all I gotta say.
Don't let the smile.
He's cold. He's cold. He's cold. Yeah.
Donna and I work together. Sometimes we look at these young kids and we're like, don't let us throw gang signs. Like,
Right.
you gotta be
Right.
careful.
Yeah.
We might be a little older kids,
Right.
but calm down.
Yeah.
But tough. Yeah.
Yes, tough cookies. So, okay. So you get beat up. Bad?
Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
was
so I
this,
got
like,
beat up by
bad
this
bad?
guy. He just got out of jail, and we were hitchhiking. He was in a van with us. So we were talking and stuff like, and he was really nuts,
Sure.
just getting out of jail. But anyway, so the guy driving, he was like this hippie dude. So the guy got in the car was a local guy. So me and my buddy, oh, by the way, we were dreadlocks, like yours,
Really?
long, me and my friend, yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah, we had dreadlocks. Yeah. Well, that's
Like
a whole
those
other.
Kravitz
Yeah,
dreads.
we had to deal. We was in reggae band. We had a band going and everything. We used to take weed, roll it in the Bible, take the pages, and roll it, smoke it, because we had, some kind of spiritual.
The word.
Yes. Well, the new movie out now. If you go see it, Bob Marley movie, he does.
saw that.
Yeah, he does it in
I
there.
saw that.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes,
that's
I
what
saw that.
part of the culture. You smoke the weed. I mean, the weed with the Bible, you get a higher consciousness,
God,
higher than just normal weed.
that's a whole new level.
That's just a whole level.
Yeah. See, young folks now don't know nothing about that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Like the Bible. And
Right.
read.
Oh my
You
God.
read it. That's it. Yeah. Boy, I'm gonna get in trouble now. My church buddies. They heard my testimony though. Anyway, so I get beat up, and the cops come to get me, but I don't want to go with the cops because I'm, anti-cops at that time. So then they convinced me to go over my friend's house. I had a girlfriend, not the one with the baby or anything, just a girlfriend. So I went over her house, but she dropped me because I was a crackhead. She didn't want to be bothered with me, but she let me come by, and she said, "Look, if you come by here, no drugs."
Were you a legit crackhead? Like, were you messed up?
You were
I was
addicted at that
legit.
point.
How bad were you? Were you drugs every day?
Every day, all the time, selling it, buying it,
Did you have a house?
Yeah, actually, I built my own house. Yeah, I had my own house.
Okay.
Yep. I didn't sell it until after I left Hawaii, and then I sold it. I didn't sell it for a hit. I had a little bit of sense. But, yeah, so anyway, I got beat up. The cops took me over my girl's house. I stayed there for, 2 days. But I had another girlfriend who used to be Janet Jackson bass player. Used to come over there and buy weed from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah, she'd come by and buy weed from me. That's how I met her. And
Wow.
she came to pick me up because she heard I got beat up. So she had some weed and some beer. And I tried to hit the joint. It didn't taste right. Probably tastes how it tastes to you guys. I drank a little beer. Didn't taste right. I said, I'm good. Let's just hang out. So we did that. That was Monday. Then Tuesday I woke up and I'm reading the Bible all the time. That was what we did. I wake up and said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't be around these people anymore. So I called this pastor I know. Because I used to go to the food bank and get food when I get broke. Mm-hmm. That was routine for all those that know the game. And he came pick me up. I went into his church. He opened that door. As soon as he opened that door, the Spirit of God jumped on me. I hit the floor. Now, for anybody who think that what you see in TV evangelism is fake, it ain't fake. God is real. I'm going to tell you right now, God is for real. If you think not, get down your knees and ask him to prove himself he's real. So anyway, I'm on the floor, I get, I'm just crying out to God. This is a good one. The pastor sat there and watched me. He said, about 2 hours. He said, he saw all kind of demons coming out of me. If you ever seen Ghostbusters or one of them things, It was like that. So they all came out, and I got up. I felt so good. And he said, you know what? The Lord just told me you can stay at this church. I'm like, what? I can live at the church? I said, what? So I stayed at the church for 3 months, slept on the altar. That was my 12-step program in one step.
Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, God was just working on me every day. So I was in the church and I was
When you
fixing
say
it.
that God was working on you every day, did you feel it through that time? Did you just feel the changes? Did you know this was happening?
Yeah, I did. I would go in the bathroom to clean the bathroom. I get in there, I get that anointing, kind of like I right now. I feel it, like, goosebumps and everything. And I was in there singing, cleaning bathrooms. See, what people don't understand
Sober.
is like,
At this point, you
oh, I'm
so you were a cold turkey. You stopped.
Yeah, that night.
God took it from you.
That night that he took that away from me, or that day he took it away from me, everything was good. I didn't
You
want
had
that.
no cravings, no nothing.
No cravings, no nothing. When I would get money in my pocket, I wasn't ready to run to the dealer's house.
Was
Like
it still
those days.
habit, or were you like, oh, I have some money now I'm good, or was it still habit?
Well, there was, in my mind, I would think, oh, I want to go get it, but then I say, nope, Jesus, I ain't going there. And then that feeling go away, just like that.
Man.
So I say, I've seen tons of miracles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, right after this commercial break, we're going to hear some more miracles from Fred with myself and Donna. And I've got so many questions for you. And I think Donna has so many questions for you as well, guys. We will be right back You're not going to want to miss this. Tune right back into us to hear the rest of Fred's story.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Donna, and Fred. We are having an amazing conversation right now about Fred's story and miracles. So Fred, tell us. So you're sleeping at the church.
Yeah.
Every day you're waking up, you're cleaning bathrooms, you're starting to feel good. You're not spending the money in your pocket on drugs. You're healing. You put some energy into this, but do you really feel like God gave you that? God
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
You believe that in your heart?
Oh yeah, God just opened up a whole new door. Actually, God, He'd been trying to catch me for years, but that caught me.
Yeah.
It was like, life or death.
And he gave you instant discipline.
Yeah, it was
Instant
like
discipline.
yeah, it's like I got spanked.
Well, I like that you say that, Donna, because instant discipline, and I wonder why with so many people, it takes them a second to get like clean or sober, whatever their hang up is, or stop gambling, whatever their addiction is. But why do you think with you, he's just like, you're done?
Well, because he had some work for me to do. He had a call on my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that 3 months I spent in the church, I found out I was called to be a pastor.
And that's
Yeah.
what you're doing today.
That's what I'm doing today.
Guys, I didn't want to let you guys in on that, but that's the secret. So you're like, what does this guy tell this whole story for? So you preach the word.
Yeah, I preach the word. I just don't want to see anybody where I was. I want to see them where I am and where I'm going.
So let me ask you, I have a personal question here. If there is somebody in our lives that is in that situation and they're on these drugs and they're not on the right path, there's only so much us as humans that we can do. And we can extend the hand of God and we can invite them to church and we can tell them this and that. But how do we do that? How do you actually do that in the position that you're in? Because people look at you in society and respect you and you're like, I think, the walking God to people because you're feeding the message. Someone normal like myself or Donna, if we're trying to help somebody to get off drugs, how do we do that? Where, you can only push someone to God to a point, and then what happens?
Well, I think prayer. Prayer is what does it. We pray for our friends, our family. If they're not where we think they should be, we should just pray. Let God do it. Because God did it for me. My grandma prayed for me. She was one of them Holy Ghost rollers back in the day.
Yeah.
And she used to pray for me. I would go by her house as a little kid, and she would make me read the Psalms. So I read the Psalms.
Sure.
But she prayed for me.
But something
every
in
day.
them has to be ready.
Yeah. Well, you have to
Do you think that?
They have to be, because if they're not ready, then nothing's gonna.
No. I agree.
get them over that
So,
threshold.
like Donna just said, do you think though, like after you got beat up and all that stuff happened, like you were ready, and then God knew, like, this is my time to come in and get Fred,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna grab him up now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to be ready. Yeah, I think I agree with
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Maybe, excuse me, even if the people don't know they're ready,
Right.
there's got to be a part, and then God will know. Okay,
Some
it's
don't
time.
know whether they're ready or not, but obviously you could bring that out in them.
Yeah.
But then there are those others that if they're
Yeah.
not ready, they're just not.
There's
They're
nothing
not going to
that-
see it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And what about patience and kindness? Like, you are so patient and you are so kind. No, to people, you really are. How does that work for you? Like, it's hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle. Like, I am a firm believer. I'm in church every Sunday, which means nothing, because even if you don't go to church, it's your relationship with God. But I have a beautiful relationship with God. He is my biggest comedian. I think God's funny. I love him. And he's so funny. He just looks out. Anyway, I smile when I talk about all that. But how do you go and still stay so kind? Because I struggle with that. I think somebody's wronging me or wronging someone that I care about. I want to get to the level that you are, where you're like, pray for them, Dawn. Just like this with them. And he's just so, like, you have so much faith that God's going to take care of it. How did you get there to the point where you just know God will take care of it for you? Because I need to get right there.
Well, I think it's because I came from a place that was like really bad. I came from
Really
the bottom
dark.
of the pit. Yeah.
Really dark.
Yeah, I was down there at the bottom. You know, I was the worst of the worst. I didn't tell you all the stories that happened in that lifestyle.
Sure. Did you hurt a lot of people?
I did.
Did you do bad things?
A lot of bad things.
Did God forgive you?
He forgave me. He took me from the bottom of the pit and put me on the top of the mountain with him.
Yeah.
Because I was bad, you know. And there's, you know.
Do you find that God does that? He takes usually like the worst of the worst that's doing
Yeah.
really bad? I heard something in church on Sunday, and my pastor said that don't be upset, but God's always working on the 99 percentile, and we're all believers, the 99 percentile, but he's really busy working on the 1 percentile that needs it the most. So he's with us, but he's really for the people that need him the
Yeah.
most. And I
Right.
believe that too.
Yeah.
So he took
Yeah.
you when you needed him the most.
The Bible says those that, you know, get forgiven for a lot, love a lot. So, you know, if you've been down and out like me, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Some pastors' kids, they knew the Lord as a little kid, grew up in the church.
Sure.
So
For
they love the
instance-
Lord.
For instance, your
Like,
daughter.
like my little girl.
She,
yeah.
Fred has a 16-year-old little girl, and she's actually very grown up, but she's a little girl. She's 16, and she lives her life led
Yes,
by
yes.
God. Everything that she says, she's just so intelligent and so intuitive, and she'll say to me, Dawn, you have to let God lead that. Put that in God's hands. And I'm like, this kid is like, I've got decades and decades and decades and wisdom and knowledge and belief over her, but 95% of the time, like, this kid's right.
Yeah.
She's putting it all back to God. And that's from raising her. As a baby, huh?
Yeah.
She was just, God was there, present always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, she came out the womb knowing
Yeah.
the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her name is Grace.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Well, God gave us that name. Call her Grace, because through her we have grace on our lives.
Sure.
You know, and now she's with you, so there's grace on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you might have some adversaries going on,
Yeah.
God's got grace on you.
Yeah.
See, that's why we want to pray for those that despitefully use us
Right.
or come against us.
Yeah.
Because when we pray for them, oh, hallelujah.
Talk
God
to
will
me.
get them. God will get them. And this ain't-
Talk to me about that. How does that work? So, okay, we all, especially somebody in the public eye, the way myself and Donna's a television figure now as well, we're in the public eye a lot. So we
Yeah.
get a lot of hate, we get a lot of this. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever going to be happy. My true belief on it is if everyone likes you, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Because then you have no boundaries, you're not pleasing everyone.
Yeah.
For me, I have such tight and strong boundaries, so a lot of people don't like me, for
Right.
whatever their reasons
Yeah.
are. Probably the previous show that I do with Danny Miner, because I'm a loudmouth there, but I'm nice with you, because I'm just kidding. I love you, Danny. I love you so much. But no, seriously, I mean, I've said a lot of crappy things, and the media, some media likes, they love me, they hate me, whatever it is. How do you really separate yourself from that and say, okay, these people choose to live in this way against me? Do you believe that's something other than those people?
Well, we live in a spiritual world.
Sure.
Our flesh is not the real deal. This is only temporary.
Sure.
The spiritual world is eternity. So there's good and there's evil. Now,
How does someone get to evil? Like true evil?
Well, they, just like you ask Jesus come in your life, you ask the devil come in your life.
Like
Or what you
legit
call
someone's
evil.
just asking the devil.
Well,
who wants
Or they
that?
allow them in.
Yeah, they
Or allow
don't,
them.
people like right now today, especially with these young people,
Yeah.
they don't realize what's going on. Like there's so much wickedness out there that's available to them. I mean, we got these cell phones, they can look up anything they want.
Sure.
All the temptations there.
And the temptations there, and even like in media, there's things going on in media. People don't even know that there's like witchcraft going on in media.
Yeah.
Like on our, primetime TV, there's things
Yeah.
going on. And if a person gets attached to that, they open up that door, they let in that dark spirit. And then if you let in one, behind that one, there's 2, 3, 4, there'll be a bunch of them on you. Before you know it, you walk around serving, darkness and not walking with the light.
Right. Sure.
And, you might even use it to accomplish, things.
So should we feel sorry for the people, like in a sense, because if they're not doing things for the right reasons, or
Yeah.
should we feel sorry for those people? Like they just
Yeah.
open doors that maybe they can't, or they don't even know
Yeah.
that they're doing that for whatever.
Well, I'm not going to say feel sorry when I say have compassion for that person.
Okay. I struggle with that too. I
Yeah,
struggle with
yeah.
compassion. Not toward
It
everyone.
depends.
If I love you, I love hard.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So for you, it depends.
It depends.
On the situation of the person. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of me too.
Yeah.
It is not unconditional, my compassion. That's unfortunate, but I'm going to admit it. Yeah.
Well, I think we're human.
Yeah.
I say there might be some people I'm holding grudges with. I try not to, and I
Yeah.
pray that I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
But we love everybody. That's the thing.
Sure.
When Jesus came, he came and gave his life for everybody.
Yeah.
He gave them for the non-believers as well as those that were at that time the Jewish believers.
Sure.
So today, if we're going to be like him, we got to do that, and it's not going to happen overnight. We may not be able to do it for that person that just slandered us, or that person that just stole something from us.
Yeah.
But then we pray and ask God, help me love that person, because right now I want to take their life.
And it is in God's hands.
And
He'll
yeah,
handle it.
yeah.
He'll handle it.
Yeah.
And let me ask
Yeah.
you, is that normal? Is that a normal feeling, Fred? Like, if someone wrongs you and you're like, oh, I want to da-da-da-da-da to that person. But if you're giving that to God, God
Yeah.
will take that, and
Yeah.
it'll eventually simmer up because He's
Yeah.
got more control than we could ever.
Yeah.
And we have no
Yeah.
control over it.
And I think that's natural.
Yeah.
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 You're going to feel that no
Yeah.
matter what. There's
Yeah.
always that
Yeah.
initial,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you.
But then trusting God is more
To just handle
it. Yep.
Trusting God
Yep.
will handle all of that.
Yeah, we're
That's
emotion-
refreshing to me, guys. I love that. I love that because that's almost like, to me, all your problems will go away. Trusting God, your
Yeah.
problems will go away.
Yeah.
Then I
Yeah.
Take
I
the
believe
weight
that.
off of you and
Right,
let
there
him
you
handle
go.
it.
That's right. They cast our cares on to Jesus because he cares for us.
yeah.
In the Bible, there's tons of things in there. But the thing is, we are human beings. We have emotions.
Sure.
So if somebody hurts us,
Yeah.
the natural thing
You're going to
is,
feel that.
yeah, you want to
Give it back to
retaliate.
them, yeah.
That's natural. So, we practice not doing that.
Yeah.
But there's characters in the Bible. I mean, there's wars going on, chopping heads off, everything. God told prophets kill people because they didn't do the right
Yeah.
thing. So that's okay too in the right setting. War. Much as we don't like it, it's a real thing.
It is.
But we just pray everything gets in the right track.
I have one more question for
Mhm.
you, and then I'll let you continue on your story. You're so fascinating again.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm fascinated. You have uplifted me. Don't you feel?
my God,
I feel
yeah,
uplifted.
yeah.
I feel
Well,
like I'm
I'm so
I'm
glad.
glad.
Yes,
I'm glad.
I feel
I'm
it,
glad. Yeah.
What was my question? Oh, I forgot it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. It
Um,
was about being.
well, this is one. she gave me that face.
I'm so uplifted. I'm so
Yeah, yeah.
uplifted. Not my question.
Yeah. Well, I just think that the way that the world is today, we need more of God. But with all the emotions and stuff going on, we got to remember Jesus took everything to the cross.
Yeah.
He bore our sickness, he bore our pain,
Yeah.
he bore our anxiety, everything.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, giving it to him, and we have to do it. We can hang on to it, and the devil, won't be for real, wants you to hang on to that because that's what he wants us to be separated from God. That's the whole thing.
Do you believe that drugs and all that stuff that in our country, in all countries, do you believe that's coming straight from the devil?
Well, I believe God made medicine and plants and all that to use in the right way, made scientists, made doctors to use it the right way.
Yeah.
But the devil takes everything God does and perverts it.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning with Adam and Eve, if you remember that story, the devil showed up as a snake and said, did God really say that? To Adam and Eve, that they shouldn't eat that tree.
Plant that seed.
Eat the fruit from that tree.
Yeah.
Did God really say that? So he's always going to put some kind of, doubt or some, some opposite of what God says.
Fred, do you believe if you have a strong enough faith in God that like the devil can't touch you? Do you believe that?
Well, no. I believe what will happen is he'll probably touch you more.
Get at you.
Right, because you are so close to God.
Yeah.
But at the same time, God will protect you more than he would have to protect somebody that's not that close. Because the devil's not after somebody who's like, they're Christian.
If they're already in.
Well, if they're in with the devil, he definitely can't do anything. God won't do anything to protect them. He try to bring them out like he did me.
Sure.
But if you're kind of like, you're going to church, you believe in God, but you're not really saying something contrary to what the devil once said. If you're not doing anything, just like you in your business, you're raising up these young people. You're giving them, a life that maybe they didn't have.
Thank
I don't know everybody in there, but a lot of folks are coming from, economically
All different walks of
stressed
life. Yeah.
positions, right?
Yeah.
And here's an opportunity to get out of the stress.
Yeah.
They don't have to do it by drugs.
Yeah.
They could do it by using a craft, to do something better.
Their talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they got something to say, once they become, publicly, known, then they could say something. One thing I love about the football players, finally, even in Hollywood doing the same thing, they're talking about Jesus right there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
When don't you find
Yes.
when you see someone like praying or thanking God, or it just
Yep.
makes me like
Yep.
them so much more. I
Yep.
know, oh, they're my team. They're
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
really.
And that's
I
what,
love that.
that's what I believe God is doing today. He's putting people in these,
Where they belong.
public spaces where now he can be, glorified. We can talk about them, especially, in the United States. This is a Christian country.
Yeah.
We're born on Christianity.
Yeah.
George Washington and them, man, they was hardcore preachers.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that. They were ministers.
Yeah.
And they wrote that Declaration of Independence with the Bible right here, and they took some reality out of that
Yeah.
and put it in there as far as our law. So today we need to bring all that back. Like, somebody was telling me the other day about, oh man, we can't burn any books. I said, you know what, we can't burn books. We got to educate these young people.
Yeah.
We got to give them that opportunity to know who they are.
Yeah.
And what's available. All the stuff's available for us.
One more
If we
thing
go
that-
for it.
I want to commend you so much because I know you on a personal level, and I work closely with your child, which is a huge reflection of you, which is absolutely amazing. I just love and adore her. I love you, Gracie. But you are, in my mind, such a good Christian, but you're not what I think people that need to get into Christianity would think. Like, Fred is such a good guy to talk to, but you can say, hey, Fred, this is effing going on, and this is good. And he's just like, okay, there's no judgment, there's no nothing. He's this type of Christian that, like, you legitimately take people exactly how they are. When I speak to you, I don't change anything about me. I'm comfortable with you enough. I throw my flaws at you when I speak to you, and I know every time. And I had the thought once, oh, he's actually working for God, I should chill. Because my mouth is, from New York, and I love that. So I love that about you, that I feel comfortable enough, and anyone, I know the young people too that talk to you, they feel comfortable enough to say, hey, you're like a really good Christian to me. I mean, sometimes people get a bad rap being Christian, that we're judgmental, we're this, we're that. You're none of that.
He doesn't judge at all.
You don't judge at all, and I love that about you. And again, thank you so much for being on the show. Donna, again, first great show with you. I will.
Thank you.
You'll be here with me next week. Guys, if you want to get in touch, we got Ray.
Yeah.
Dawn Sullivan _ www.risetalentmanagement.com. Dawn at risetalentmanagement.com. Call me. Just go on my Instagram ever. Dawn Sullivan _ My phone number is everywhere. Grace Tabron, my assistant, she markets for me. She's all over the place. If you can't get a hold of me, you will be able to get a hold of her. She is all over media. We have so many exciting things coming up. 2 auditions coming up this week. Congratulations to the 17 people that got picked this week of different opportunities and work. We have Friday evening classes going on from 6 to 8. Thursday acting classes. There's so much. I'm so blessed. I feel so honored. Thank you so much to the community for loving me, for following me. even for the ones that don't love me. I'll pray for you guys. Have a wonderful week, guys. We'll see you next time. Maria, thank you to our amazing producer, social media shows. Of course, guys, tune in and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.